Okay, it's just me again. Once again, I'm getting the red rings and Chao that I missed. This time, I'm getting everything in Rooftop Run, Acts 1 and 2. Any red rings and Chao that have already been collected were either collected during the first run of the stage or they were grabbed when I went back to get an S rank in every act. So anything I'm not showing was collected earlier in the Let's Play because this is basically cleanup in one continuous Let's Play. These are not technically standalone videos. It's why I'm basically numbering these as Let's Play parts, in case that confused anyone that maybe found this video at random. This is basically me doing cleanup, so anything that was already collected was basically done earlier on in the Let's Play. So I'm about to basically use a guide and either edit to everything I missed, or sometimes if I do a really good clean run of a stage, I like showing getting the red rings and stuff I don't have and an S rank, but sometimes I cut around. Either way, it will be Classic Sonic, then Modern Sonic, and then Classic Sonic's Chaos, and then Modern Sonic's Chaos. So without further ado, I'm going to cut past using a video guide to find out where the stuff I don't have is, and then I will basically go collect it. So you'll see everything I don't have in just a moment. They're not technically in hard locations, it's just the one requires weird jumping physics, and I don't like the jumping physics. That's like the one rough one, because I just don't like how he jumps. The jumping physics in this game are awful. That's my stumbling block. Terrible fucking jumping physics. Got it. Doesn't matter. I don't mind dying a million times. Get what I need. Apparently I can run as a helmet, which I don't understand. Oh, fucking. It isn't fucking me. Oh, fucking shit. Stupid shitty hitboxing! realistically, I don't care because I can die a million times. Collectively. Oh, boy. Okay. We take the lower path. Yeah, to get over here. It was just at the clock phase, and I don't care that I died a million times aiming at the stupid one spot. I was right, these weren't really that hard, but oh, the fucking jumping feet in this game. Absolute ass. Get off the damn clock, son. Okay. Next up will be Modern Sonic. Yeah, that was the red one that I know. claw and boost. Managed to get all the Chao as well, because I found a different video that showed a red ring and Chao path, and I was like, I'll just copy that. That only leaves this doofy little ass. So, anyway. I don't care about that no signal thing when I'm not showing anything important. Oh, didn't know what's going on. Oh, fucking shit. Yeah. These are pretty easy to get. Again, I don't care. But this one's going to fucking suck because I have to take an upper path with the most god-awful jumping imaginable. I just do not understand the fucking jumping physics in this game. A body. what angers me about that, I struggled for that S rank for like an hour. I take the least optimal path to get that Chao, and I'm somehow still S rank worthy. Fuck this ranking system. And because I used that other guide, I'm done. This was one of the quickest roads to riches here. Anyway, going to end off because I found that other guide that happened to show the Chao I was missing for Modern Sonic, so I just cut around. Though I might entirely show that classic Sonic Chao run because that was an S rank, and I want you to see me taking the worst path in every part of that level. Anyway, I can end off now, do my outro and everything, because I've been stealing this one guy's joke because of the way he put something. I do think it's just a good way to be funny, where I'm basically sitting on the street corner, shaking my cup full of change. Could you spare a like? Maybe comment and subscribe, please. Like, comment, and subscribe. Just gonna sit here shaking my cup. Because basically, you have to be a vagabond and you have to chill like your life depends on it. With that said, though, that really does add to the algorithm. Subscriptions help a ton. Likes and comments are good. Ideally, I would prefer subscriptions so that the channel grows, but liking and commenting and stuff, that works. So if you like and comment as well, that does help. If you were enjoying this video or any of our videos, so with that out of the way, I can continue my quick chilling. I probably cut out like a minute of me coughing. I have sinus problems. I snot my throat. In the pinned comment and the video description are a bunch of social media links. Yes, a bunch of those sites are cesspools, but I'm casting a wide net. It's the best way to try and grow a YouTube channel. So you can follow me and stuff on those sites. You can talk to me there. That's always fun. And mixed in with the social media links is a link to my Patreon. It's under my name, so the money would go to me. Lowest tier is $1 and you get videos early. I would rather be poor than nickel and dime people. I'm not doing Patreon exclusive content, but any money that you give me can go back into the YouTube channel and can also be used for life stuff. Because I was looking at a couple of hard drives, UPS battery backup, and some other stuff, but every little bit helps. That would mean a lot. So all the tiers should be self-explanatory enough. Anyway, with that done, I can end off with my final little outro part. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later. It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, how many of you also agree that the jump arc in this game is a little bit weird? I was bitching about that a little bit while I was trying to get the red rings and the Chao, because that is a weird problem I have with this game. I understand why it's a little bit weird. The game uses your speed to determine jump arcs, So you actually have a slightly worse jump arc if you're not moving, but that creates a problem because you basically need to be moving a little bit to get the consistent jump arc that you actually need. Meaning, from a standstill, you normally do not have nearly enough of a jump arc in order to actually get places. And personally, I'm not really a fan of needing that much speed and momentum for basic jumps. Because even in a bunch of different Nintendo games, sometimes speed and momentum can affect jumps. Like in Mario games, running normally does affect jumps as well, but you normally have a run button, or at least a more logical, dedicated speed and whatnot. Whereas this game requires very specific movement in order to build up the speed that you basically need to do even the most basic of jumps. And it bothers me that you can't really get a good bit of speed from a standstill. And I really don't like the jump arcs because they really do feel inconsistent and bad because you need to be constantly moving. Meaning it's almost impossible to actually make certain jumps without a bit of a running start. And I personally don't like that because you basically need to awkwardly back up and basically position yourself so that if you do happen to stop, you can get the required speed, which is why people will basically do that dumb semantic argument like, oh, I'm just being an idiot. You can offset the speed as classic Sonic by rolling up and jumping out of a roll, or modern Sonic, you can offset the speed if you have some boost energy. You can basically do the same nonsense, and I'm just making excuses, and I'm bad at the game, but I do wish it was easier to get a basic run going, because I've never really had this problem outside of a bunch of different Sonic games. And this game is paradoxically super loose and super stiff. They actually lock you down in this game in a way that I don't really like, because so much of your jump arc and overall jumping in general is basically handled by very specific momentum, and I just don't like how it feels. Whereas I feel like most Mario games, I can normally get a good grasp on basic running and jumping, because basic running and jumping in most Mario games feels very consistent, whereas this game basically feels like there's millions of different variables and slightly different amounts of speed and what you hit or don't hit, and I don't like it. I mean, I get it, because Sonic games have always done stuff like that, because if you get really good at going fast, you can carry speed into ridiculously long examples of cool momentum use, where you can basically jump and go further, bounce off of stuff and go further, gain more height and distance. And it's all about basically getting your speed at a point where you can basically maintain it so that you don't lose all of your movement momentum, because that momentum lets you basically perform longer jumps, higher bounces, and so on and so forth. But that means if you stop, you lose all of that. And while some people might argue that's the point, I would still say that's a bit stupid, because I like having extra control in a game where I can basically stop for a second and pick back up without basically being heavily punished because I stopped moving. While I get the point of maintaining speed being a reward, I feel like that should always be a thing that only applies to better paths. Where I feel like you could make an argument that things that really should not be considered better paths are arbitrarily considered better paths, because if you are slightly too slow, your jump basically will miss. And I would love to know if any of you are also bothered by this and get the point I'm basically trying to make, because I don't like the feel. I get how Sonic is designed, but I do feel like from a standstill that certain basic jumps should not be as difficult as they are because of how much speed applies to momentum and the overall physics of jump arcs. Because when you get the extra speed, your jump arcs can basically become longer, you can get slightly more height. But anyway, I'm starting to ramble. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them all on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.